Good day, one and all. My name is Kathy, and I'd like to welcome you to this episode of the Scrap and Crafty Gardener. Today, I am going to be making a card based on this past Friday's Craft Roulette Challenge number 213. And if you haven't watched Craft Roulette on YouTube, I will have a link below. This is an amazing channel where they get together on Fridays and they spin a wheel and tell you what kind of project you need to make, what colors you need to use, and it just stretches your imagination like crazy. Today, we needed to do a project that said hello. The colors need to be robust. The element has to be a workplace, and random, you need to use mixed media. Hold on, my cat's having a fit. I'll be right back. So my project, now that my cat has settled down, is going to be a Christmas card. And I'm thinking a Santa's telephone exchange. So I'm making my usual 5x7 card. This is going to be a vertical card. This measures 10 inches by 7 inches. You score it at the 5-inch mark, fold it over, and crease it with your bone folder. And now I have a piece of metallic cardstock, and I have already cut out my panel from it. This measures 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. And then a white piece of cardstock that measures 4 1/2 by 6 1/2. And I'm using, as you could probably tell from this piece of metallic cardstock, I am using this old telephone die. This was from Doris, and it was made for the Cuttlebug. It is still available on the secondary markets. So, and I haven't used this before, and I wanted to use this die. As I'm going through my projects, I want to use what I have and make something with it. So let's get started. We're going to do a lot of different things today, since this has to be mixed media. We've got perfect pearls, we've got inks, we've got stencils, we've got die cuts. I'm going to push up my sleeves. The first thing we're going to do is stencil our background. And I'm getting my waffle flower grip mat. Got to get these backings off. And I washed it yesterday, so it's really good and sticky. And on this, I'm going to use this brick wall stencil from Waffle Flowers. And I'm going to put this up at the top. And I'm using GinaK Soft Stone. And I'm just making a brick wall. I'm thinking this is a telephone in Santa's office switchboard, where they're trying to get calls from people to find out if they're naughty or nice. And that poor operator is just busy 24/7. $364 days a year, because she does take Christmas off, because she's busy loading up the sleigh. And I'm just going to move this down to use the bottom half. Okay, and we're done stenciling. So I'm just going to pick this up if I can. Set my stencil aside to be washed later. And I'm just going to clean off my grip mat with a little bit of water and an old rag. Peel it off without pulling my board off. Okay. Now we can kind of put these two pieces together and put it on our card front. So let's start by putting down our metal. This is either Tonic Studios or Spellbinders. I want to say Tonic Studios, because I think Spellbinders is one-sided. I can't quite remember, but it's one of those two. It's the only two I've got metallic cardstock from. Okay, I've got some on my fingers here, so let's just get a wet one. Ah, there we go. I thought I had one out and ready. Now I'm going to glue down this. Well, I didn't really want to glue it down first. I want a rubber stamp on it, but it's going to be down. Can't take the glue back now. So we'll just stamp it. Wow, we got it here. Put the lid on my glue. Okay, get out my Misty. I just want to stamp on the bottom of this. Let's see. I've had several things picked out. I think I want to use Merry Christmas. And this is from Simon Says Stamps and GinaK Designs. It's their Shimmering Season from Stamptember. I just want to put those words on the bottom. Because this will, once we have this on, then it will determine placement for our other things. Where's the Mary? There it is. I'm going to put Mary off to the right. Okay, hold on. Fingers still have glue stuck to them. A permanent condition in my household. It's either ink or glue. All right. Okay, now I'm going to use the VersaFine Clair in the color Nocturne. It's a nice bright black. Use my stamping helper. Just a little bit more on the Christmas. There we go. Clean that off with water. This ink cleans off nicely with water on your stamps if you do it right away. Otherwise, it will stain them, and that does not affect the quality of your stamping at all. Okay. I'm going to take that and we'll just set this aside because I have more stamping to do. Now, I did cut out 3 of these telephones. I cut one out in white, one out in black, and one in this red mirror. And I just want to piece it together. So I've cut out some black, just parts of it. I only want parts of this phone to be black and parts of this to be white, and then the rest will be this bright shiny red, which is a bright robust color. It's an in-your-face red. And that's how I'm determining robust. It's vibrant, vivid, and this is really a bright, vivid red. Now, of course, a telephone cord. Now, anyone young watching this is probably going, that's not a phone. It has a cord? I don't remember this exact model of phone. I'm not that old. I have seen them. But my phones here at the house still have cords. I especially like answering on my garage telephone because that's an old rotary. It still works. No point in getting rid of it. But I love it when they call you and then they want you to press a certain number, like press 8 to connect to. And I go, well, I'm sorry, I can't do that. And one person called me and I answered and they said, well, you've got my number now. And I said, no, I don't. I'm on a rotary phone. And they said, a what? Oh, I see. I wanted to cut this piece off here too. I didn't want that to be black. Pardon me. I just need to clean that glue off with my wet wipe here. There we go. And then down, I want to stamp on that piece of white that I'm going to have in the middle. And I want to stamp on this piece of white. So let's get my stamp back out. I'll put my glue back together. Now on this piece, from that same GinaK set is To You on Yours. That's what's going to go on here. To You and Yours. Now I want this to be fairly straight. So I will use a piece of acetate before I stamp on this. And I've got one right here. That looks straight. So we'll clean that off with the wet wipe. And stamp that. That looks good. And I'm going to stamp one more portion. This hand set piece. I have another die set, or Stampin' Die set. This is Spellbinders Welcome Sign and Sentiments. And it has a very cute little hello. It has a hello. And it also has this little holly, but I don't think I'm going to put that on there. I just want to center the hello on the handle. And I'm pretty sure that that's going to be straight. Now it's not going to be, but we'll see. Yes, it was. So I have my hello element. Okay, now put that back on this stamp set where it belongs. And this one back on here. All right. Now, before we put this totally together, I am going to put these pieces on, and then I need to splatter my background. I know, it's a dangerous thing to do, but I'm going to give it a go. I'm pushing this mixed media aspect. So we have hello here. To You and Yours down here. And then I cut another piece of black that will go on top of that bottom white. If I can get it lined up correctly. There we go. Oh, it needs a little bit more glue there. And this red mirror paper has a white core, which I'm not fond of, but it's what I have, so I use what I have. So there's a little white spot there. So I just colored it with my Ohuhu alcohol marker in R872, which is tomato red. Now I'm going to splatter. So let's move some of this stuff. Going to use my Perfect Pearls. And I just need a smidgen of that. So I have a little toothpick here. That should be enough. I thought about trying out my new Simon Hurley Lunar Paste, but I haven't researched it enough yet to know if I can splatter with it and not make a giant mess. More than I do with this. I just squirted some water on the Perfect Pearls. And I have my little fan brush, and I'm going to try and be very gentle with my tabs, so I don't get this all over me, my glasses. Most of this will be covered up by the telephone. This will dry nice and shiny. All right. I'll just clean this up, and then I'll wrap this around my brush. Oh, there go my scissors. Wrap this around my brush until I have a moment to go over and wash it out. So now this needs to dry for a moment, so I am going to put you on pause. I'm going to go wash off my stencil and my brush, and I will be back as soon as this is dry. Okay, it is dry, and I am back. Let's bring these things over. Now, I have also, in addition to this telephone, I have this circle die. It's a stitch circle die. I have no idea where this came from. It's one of my friends, and I don't know where she got it from. But I cut out some of the circles because I wanted to put a little circle in the center and get that glued down here. I don't know if I want to add anything to that little center yet. I will decide that as we progress here. So that'll go in the middle of the dial. So our phone's looking pretty cute so far. Now I do want to add some Christmas greenery, and I have 2 die sets that I'm using for that. This one, I'm using the poinsettia flowers. I have cut them out here. This is from Spellbinders, the Amazing Paper Grace Die of the Month for October 2022. It was the poinsettia envelope. And then I'm using this die, which is Spellbinders Stocking Full of Joy. It was a large die of the month for July 2023. And I'm just using the leaves from that set. And I'm going to get a piece of scratch paper here because I am going to do some ink coloring these. I still have tons of white scraps, so I want to get those used up. So, and it doesn't take too long to color these. And I'm just going to use my alcohol ink markers for that, and then figure out where on this card I want to place these. I also have this bow, a paper bow in Season's Greetings. I'm not going to use the Season's Greetings since I decided to stamp it. But I might put this paper bow together and put on this card. But let's get these colored. So I'm using the R872 Tomato from my Ohuhu alcohol ink markers. I think that's how you say it, Ohuhu. Someone please correct me if I'm wrong. That's what it appears to be. And I just did 2 poinsettia flowers. Three petals each. Not doing any special coloring or shading on these. Just coloring them red. I should have 6 flower leaves cut. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. Now I'm going to do some green. I am using 2 different color greens here. G950, which is turquoise green. I'm going to do that for the smaller leaves. And I don't even know if I'm going to use all of these leaves or not. Then for the larger leaves, I'm using G369 Matcha Green. And this is one of my favorite colors I've discovered from my Ohuhu markers. This green is just so pretty for leaves and foliage. And then I'm going to go over one side of each leaf a couple of times. That will provide a little shading. Okay, now I'm going to use my, let's see if I can find my, my minuscule dots. All right, so let's see where we want to put things on this card. I'm going to start by putting my flowers together. Large, medium petal, and a small petal. The phone will go here. Yes, I'm going to put one right up here, but I want to put a leaf on it. Which way do I want? A green leaf, one of each. Okay, so we'll put one of these leaves down. Like here. And then let's get the other one together and decide where we want to put it. I love these minuscule zots. They're so tiny and they have a good hold. And I'm thinking down here for the other one. So I'll put that one on after I get the telephone down. So let's put the telephone down now. You could pop up your telephone. I want mine to be flat as possible for mailing. I think I need my smaller glue bottle to finish this phone off. A fine tip bottle works perfect to get in these small areas like this. Okay, we're going to put our telephone here. And then the other one's going to go here, but I want some more greenery behind that. And I'm just going to glue this one down. And then one of the dark green leaves. And a dark green leaf up here also. Now, I don't think I want to use this bow, but I'm just going to put it together just to see how it looks. And I just put a zot down in the center so that I can fold over these tips onto the bow itself. And then a zot on the back here to angle. And then I want one on the front and one on the back to crisscross over our ties. Do we want this on there? I don't think so. No, it really doesn't add anything to the card. All right, so we got one more mixed media to go. Oh, where's that little cap to this glue? Oh, I see that cap. There it is. Okay, I am going to use, I've got, let's see. Do I want gold perfect pearls? Or am I going to use, I'm going to use Stickles for the center. Now, I've not used this bottle, so let's try it out here. Okay, I just want to put it in the center of the poinsettia. Okay, and I think I'm going to put, I'll try one. If I don't like it, I'll rub it right off. Yes, I'm going to put one on each of the number dials on the telephone. And we do need a little something in that center stamp. And I think I want to take a black marker pen and I'm going to put just some lines down the phone. Okay. I'm going to put you on pause. I'm going to see what I have that I can put in the middle of that telephone dial. Be right back. Okay, I found it. What I want to use. I have a whole bunch of this shaker confetti for Christmas. And I have this little white snowflake that I'm going to put right in the center of that dial. And I'm going to attach that with a Zot. I'm using my tweezers to put this down because the stickles are still wet. There, we have a little snowflake for Santa. All right, I don't think it needs any more bling. We've got gold shine everywhere. Now let's see if I met the parameters for this craft roulette challenge. A project of hello. Well, yeah, it says hello, and you say hello when you pick up the telephone. Colors are robust, which I'm interpreting as being vivid and vibrant, and this metallic red is really vivid. The element workplace, this is Santa's switchboard. They pick it up and say hello. Oh, we covered up the two you and yours. There, I'll angle that a little bit differently. Random mixed media. Well, I've got stenciling. I've got splatting with perfect pearls. I'm using confetti, stamping, and stickles, plus alcohol inks. So I think I've covered the mixed media, though I think I need to glue that down just a little bit more. Let's hold that down for a little while. It's not totally dry. Oh, I need to put a little bit of glue down here on the edge of this telephone. All right, I think I have met all the parameters. Well, oh, got a little fuzz on there. Well, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed my thought process on this. And if you have this die in your stash somewhere, get it out, play with it, see what you can come up with. When you first look at it, you go, a telephone, what am I going to do with that? Pardon me again. Turn it into something different and unique. That's it. Thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Did add a little more glitz and bling to the card. I added some gold highlights on the black pieces. I added a little bit of Stickles glitter to the flowers, simply because this flower down here, I moved it a little bit and I got the wet stickles all over, so I thought that was kind of pretty, so I added it to both of the flowers.